While the main roster is doing everything that's happened in the past 4 days, NXT is very simply reminding me that I fucking love Nikki Cross. Oh yes. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Chick, here with your October 25th NXT review. So, before we get into that, let's do the house cleaning as we always do. Last Sunday was TLC. We did the pay-per-view pick'em. I know, I was a super shithead about the pay-per-view pick'em this time because we weren't able to record a preview on Friday because of reasons. And then they changed the whole fucking card. And then, my good friend, Black Cat Feline, on Saturday said, let's do a preview anyway. Which was fine, so we actually did one. So we had picks that people made before our preview, before the card changed. We had my picks that were made before the card changed. There were her picks that were made before the card changed. And then we did the preview based on the new matches. Some people put in their previews for the new matches. So the scores are pretty much irrelevant, but I'm going to go through them anyway. Now, seeing that I won the pay-per-view pick'em for, what the hell was the last pay-per-view? Hell in the Cell. We have one every 2 weeks. It is what it is. I won that with Married Marks being very, very close behind me. So, of course, I came dead last in this one. So, we got me at 16, we got Snake Bit Goat at 17, we got Kristen, aka Black Cat Feline, at 23, Married Marks at 25, Cheney815 and Zoran tied at 26, and the winners of the pay-per-view pick'em in a three-way tie at 28 points. Mizark 10, a new one to the pay-per-view pick'em, Sara Snyder, shout out to you, and Salvador Salcido, the guy otherwise known as the guy that does the graphics for this channel. So congratulations to all three of you. You get to be in Victor's Row down there in the comment section, in the video description of this particular video and everything going forward. Now, on to that, we will say the next time we're doing a pay-per-view pick'em will be for Survivor Series / NXT TAKEOVER War Games weekend. That could potentially, actually no, it won't be the last video. It'll be the second last video I do this year. Hopefully we get Kristen and Guapo in there for that. Then we do the Q&A the following week. The Q&A will be the last video I do this year. The Q&A is happening the week after Survivor Series. You have until then to get your questions in for that Q&A. It's up in the annotation up there. Please add your questions in. I've already got a few, which is great, and it's all good. Let's talk about NXT for October 25th. Starts off in the back with William Regal. I like when they do this. They cut to William Regal's office right away. He makes a few quick announcements, and that's it. There's no big in-ring opening segment, because there doesn't always need to be. He makes two quick announcements. He lets us know that in the Battle Royal for the last spot in the Fatal 4-Way for the vacant NXT Championship at TAKEOVER War Games, Nikki Cross will be in the Battle Royal because she was screwed out of her opportunity 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever the hell it was, by Tainara Conte, and then later on in the night, they do go over that in a brief video package, which is good. Also, the Authors of Pain are getting their mandatory tag team title rematch next week on NXT, which means, hopefully, we're getting the announcement that we all know is coming next week, are we not? But the first match of the night features something else I've been waiting for a long time, and that's the eventual teaming of Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch as a tag team. Now, the unfortunate bit of this is they are going up against Jobberelli and Gimmick Lost, which is bad. I've seen them in person and they're worse. But let's get into it. Chops and uppercuts and an Irish whip by Lorcan. Dropkick by Lorcan. Beat down by Burch. Right hands by Burch and a high knee. A missile dropkick. Chops for everybody by Oney Lorcan, followed by uppercuts and a blockbuster. But some random jobber bullshit finish, some random jobber bullshit finisher from Jobberelli and Gimmick Lost gets them a very undeserved win. Now, you see the guys in the rampway, they're sort of patting each other on the back, you know, sort of, we'll get them better, we'll get them next time. I don't know if I like that. I don't want them to immediately turn on each other again, because I think they're going to be a really good tag team. But you can't have them just shrug it off like nothing. That's weird. I mean, we do have it confirmed that they are going to be a tag team, which they've been teasing for, God, it's got to be like 5 weeks now, doesn't it? They've both gone up against, they went up against each other. They went the whole Sheamus and Cesaro route. They fought each other, and now they're a team. They both had run-ins with, what the fuck's the big guy's name? NXT's Braun Strowman is Lars Sullivan. There we go. Got there in the end. He wasn't on the show. I would have loved, I don't really like the whole, let's job out a tag team to put over a singles guy, because I think they do that a little too much. But I think you could have had these guys team up against Lars Sullivan. He could have taken a loss. It wouldn't have hurt him that much, because he did lose 2-on-1. But Jobberelli and Gimmick Lost, I don't want them on my TV ever again. They are up there in Velveteen Dream, No Way Jose territory. They really, really are. They're not quite on the Naomi level, but they're getting there, and they're getting there pretty damn quick. As I say, they replayed the bit 2 weeks ago with Tainara Conte, who I guess is part of the ROH boys, except she's a girl. I'm still waiting for somebody in the comment section to tell me, has she ever been in Women of Honor? I don't watch it. I'm not going to turn around and watch it now. I'm just saying that right now. But they replay her screwing Nikki Cross out of her title opportunity, and it's all good. And then we get to the Battle Royal for the last, for the Fatal 4-Way at the pay-per-view. There's a Fatal 4-Way. It's going to be KAIRI, SANE, it's going to be Peyton Royce, it's going to be Ember Moon, and whoever wins this Battle Royal. Now, as a snapshot, before the match starts, I tried to get everybody that was in this match just for shits and giggles. So what I've got, and I'm hoping somebody corrects me down in the box below if I missed somebody: Vanessa Bourne, Bianca Belair, Sage Beckett, Mercedes Martinez, Sarah Logan, Tainara Conte, Dakota Kai, Lacey Evans, Candice LeRae, Billie Kay, with Peyton Royce out with her, even though she's already in the match, which is fine. Aaliyah, Zeta, Nikki Cross, Santana Garrett, Rhea Ripley, and Abby Lath. Now, Nikki Cross is the last one in, obviously, because this match is all about Nikki Cross. There's a couple other good spots in this match, but this match is all about Nikki Cross. If you can imagine the Royal Rumble, back when Austin was still in the company, every time, big full ring full of people, and then Austin's number gets drawn and everybody stops and everybody turns to the rampway. They kind of did like a mini NXT version of that, because not only did she come out last, not only did her music hit, and there wasn't, and the gradual beginning of her music didn't have, it hit strong, which I thought she was going to do a run-in and start attacking people, but she came from that sort of side entrance that Sanity's been known to come from in the past, and everybody's looking at her, and there's a long stare between her and the entire women's roster. I mean, the entire women's roster minus Ember Moon, Peyton Royce, and KAIRI, SANE, obviously, because they're already in the match. But she's basically staring down the entire division, being very crazy, and I will keep saying it. I mean, they all have their own versions of the Sanity theme. I think Killian Dane has one that's got some bagpipes or something in it, and hers is just, it's a little more jazzed up. I think it's a little faster, and the maniacal screaming throughout just makes it fucking perfect. Anyway, she makes her entrance, and it's all good. And they're all in the ring, and they all sort of stare each other down for a second. There's that one or 2 seconds of calm before the storm. Nikki Cross peels clear across the ring and attacks Conte, brawls with her, and everybody starts brawling. Cross eliminates Conte quickly, and they brawl outside. She's not out because she goes under the ropes, but they brawl outside for a long time. Peyton Royce, who, as I said, is out there supporting Billie Kay, she attacks Nikki Cross. So Nikki Cross is down on the outside for a while. Kay and LeRae brawl, Aaliyah and Martinez brawl. Belair eliminates Ripley and Zeta. Beckett eliminates Dakota Kai and Aaliyah. Nikki Cross, once everybody's bunched up together in a nice little brawl, hits the Nikki Cross body on everybody. Cross tosses out Bourne, Beckett, Garrett, and Lath. 2 loud, let's go Nikki chants. Martinez eliminates Logan, which kind of breaks my heart because I wish they were doing a little bit more with Sarah Logan. LeRae eliminates Evans. Try saying that 3 times fast. Belair eliminates LeRae. And I will say, I shit on Bianca Belair a lot, but the way she eliminates Candice LeRae She does the press slam bit, which is fine. We see that a lot in Battle Royals and Royal Rumbles. But she walks her up and down the length of the one rope for a good couple of seconds. So it's an impressive spot. It's all good. Belair tosses out Billie Kay. But Billie Kay does not get eliminated. She's on the apron. She holds on to Belair's braid, which I love. I would normally hate this spot, but WWE NXT, whoever, insists on doing this, you know, Bianca Belair's hair is a weapon shtick, so let's use it against them. She uses the braid for the save and then hits a snake eyes on Belair once she gets back in the ring. Backpack sleeper on Billie Kay by NIKKI Cross, and they roll to the outside once again. They're not eliminated, but they're out of the match for the moment. So what you have left in the ring is Bianca Belair and Mercedes Martinez. They trade some shots on the... Sorry. There's a corner chop by Belair on Martinez, and then they trade shots on the apron. NIKKI Cross gets back into the ring, says, fuck both of you, tosses them both out. Bianca Belair, who's getting an insane push, and Mercedes Martinez, who was the runner-up in the Mae Young Classic, get eliminated simultaneously by NIKKI Cross, who says, fuck both of you. Billie Kay tries to come at her with a cheap shot, tries to go at her with that big running boot, gets herself hung up, gets eliminated by NIKKI Cross, and NIKKI Cross is your winner. I wish I hadn't known this in advance. I really, really do, and I really wish they hadn't telegraphed it at the beginning of the night, with William Regal making a big deal about her being back in the match. They could have just had one of the commentators pointing out, hey, look, there's NIKKI Cross. She got screwed over 2 weeks ago. This is her chance at retribution. Rah. Having the announcement sort of punctuated, yeah, it's all about NIKKI Cross, isn't it? But that's fine. It's all good. You guys know. I want NIKKI Cross to be champion real bad. KAIRI Sane's fucking amazing, don't get me wrong. I like Ember Moon. Peyton Royce, along with Billie Kay, you know, have grown on me quite a bit. I am incredibly biased, and I'm going to let that shine through completely. I wish I could believe that NIKKI Cross was winning this Fatal 4-Way, but I just don't. Regal comes to the ring with the belt, and I forgot to mention, the belt itself, for a good little bit of symbolism, was sitting on a podium at the stage, at the top of the ramp, for this whole match. So metaphorically, I guess you could say the title itself was looking down at the competitors that were trying to fight for it. William Regal comes down, he holds up the title as NIKKI Cross and Peyton Royce trade some words in the ring. Ember Moon joins them. KAIRI Sane comes out with that awesome Pirates of the Caribbean theme that she's got. And there's a sort of a stare down, awkward moment. Clearly it was time for WWE.com to take some pictures and whatnot, with William Regal holding the title with the 4 women around him that are going to fight for it at the pay-per-view. All very good. If you look at this Battle Royal from beginning to end, there's a lot of women that got to have a lot of little spots. Like I say, I make fun of Bianca Belair a lot, but that press slam spot that she had in it was great. When Billie Kay did the save with the braid, it was all good. NIKKI Cross looked like a fucking beast throughout this entire match, and it was all good. Now, I know people are going to complain, well, she was out of the match for some of it, and da-da-da-da. Look at the story being told. She's already been screwed once, so if she wants to come in and be lackadaisical and sort of let everybody else eliminate themselves, get her shots in on who she wants to get a shot in, and get her deserved spot, I say good for her. Would it be cool if she had stayed in the match the whole time and gone the entire shtick? Yeah, but that's the true Snow White babyface, you know, technical grappler. I'm going to show what a competitor I am. That's not the absolutely dangerous and insane NIKKI Cross. Now let's also remember that a Fatal 4-Way is no disqualification. Now, Ember Moon is spooky, Peyton Royce has Billie Kay to back her up, and KAIRI Sane has already been built up to be kind of untouchable. But really, realistically speaking, the last time that NIKKI Cross was in a no disqualification situation, she almost won the NXT Women's Championship from Asuka, who's untouchable, right? I will say, on a side note, Asuka's debut against Emma, both at TLC and on Raw, were great, and the people that are upset that Emma actually got offense in are retarded. If you want to book her in squash match form, go talk to Ryback. See how that worked out for him. Go talk to Braun Strowman before he was the Braun Strowman that he is now, when he was just squashing midgets like James Ellsworth. Go talk to Nia Jax, who's apparently left the company, took her ball, and gone home because she hasn't won enough. Ask them how the squash match booking worked. Going in there, having an insane match with Emma, elevates her, introduces her to the main roster, to the casual crowd who don't watch NXT, which is their loss, let's be real for a second, but it also elevates Emma, who they haven't done anything with, the same way they're elevating Alicia Fox to be the leader of Team Raw for the Survivor Series, which is a whole nother topic for another time. But yes, this match is cool. This match is one of those matches that has the potential, and yes, I'm going to say it because yes, I know what's coming and I know what we all know is coming, and I know what's happening at Survivor Series and everybody's excited about the murder of Jinder Mahal. This match is one of the matches that could steal Survivor Series weekend. I have no problem saying that whatsoever. In the, I don't want to say in the back, but in a video forum, we see Drew McIntyre in another bullshit fake press conference, once again being interrupted by Zelina Vega, who says, you know, how come we haven't got our title shot yet? Drew McIntyre basically says, hey, I already told you last week, if your man comes and talks to me to my face, I will give him a title shot. It's not even a question. Tell him to come to my face. I will give him a title shot. This will happen. And he basically sends her on her way. Aleister Black versus nobody, because we have to do some more Velveteen Dream bullshit. Dream jumps Aleister Black while he's making his entrance to the ring. There's a beatdown in the ring. He ties him up in the ropes, does some more of that weirdo say my name bullshit. Black gets free. Dream runs away before he can eat a black mass. I snore a little bit. My sympathies for Aleister Black are only growing at this point. Why is he trapped in this stupid storyline? Velveteen Dream can fuck the fuck off. Oh, yes. And the main event, which I wish I was more excited about, because for the third week in a row, these championship contender matches for the women are the only matches on the card that had anything to do with a title. In story, yes, I keep saying, we know where the thing is leading, the Almas thing is leading. We do, but it's not like this was a #1 contenders match. The Battle Royal was for the last contender spot for a championship, and I'm going to drill this home until people get it. A championship match, or any championship implications, should be the main event of the card. Now, if this was a #1 contenders match for Drew McIntyre's title, which, let's be real, it might as well have been, I would say, okay, you got the women's match, it's a mid-card title, now you're talking about contendership for a main title. Then I would have no problem with it. But as far as the story goes, if you follow the dictation given to you by the show tonight, the only match that had any title implications this week was the Battle Royal. Last week was the Triple Threat match, and the week before that was the Triple Threat match. These 3 matches, these 3 weeks in a row, should have been the main event, and I will drill that home until somebody can prove me otherwise, because you can't. And I'm talking to you, JD from New York. You fucking goof. Oh yes. Side headlock by Almas to start, and some chain wrestling in a sequence. Backbreaker by Strong. I will say, I get the fact that, and I'm sure this was true before WWE, Roderick Strong's whole Messiah of the backbreaker thing is fine as a gimmick. In reality, it translates into he does a bunch of backbreakers. Yay. Can you imagine if all Randy Orton did was RKOs? Moving on. Backbreaker by Strong, some chops and a suplex by Almas. They trade some chops on the apron. Reverse DDT by Almas. Corner chops by Almas and body shots by Strong. Del Rio armbreaker by Almas. And what I mean by the Del Rio armbreaker is that cross armbreaker over the top rope. Turns it into an arm drag once they're back in the ring. Strong tosses out Almas and an enziguri when he gets back in. They trade some forearms. There's a lariat by Strong, an arm drag by Almas, and a gutbuster by Strong. A boot by Almas and another Del Rio armbreaker. Enziguri by Strong. Backbreaker on the apron by Strong. They trade some forearms. There's a tornado DDT by Almas. Double knees by Almas in the corner in that sort of Bronco Buster-ish position. More forearms. Oh yes. Backbreaker by Almas. Angle slam by Strong. And then there's a suicide dropkick. But after he hits that suicide dropkick, Zelina Vega gets all the love by running along the apron, jumping off, and head scissoring Roderick Strong into the steel steps. You're done for the night, sir. Drags him back in for the inconsequential hammerlock DDT and the Andrade Cien Almas victory. Now, very, very cool spot by Zelina Vega. Very, very cool. Decent match from both of these guys. I keep saying it with these guys. I keep saying it with Roderick Strong, and I keep saying it now that I'm starting to come around on Andrade Cien Almas as well. Andrade is great in the ring. I don't care about his character. Roderick Strong is great in the ring, and I want to care about his character, but there's something missing. Don't ask me what it is. I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm not saying he's even boring, but I just, after watching the Battle Royal, and after somebody that I am so invested in as a fan win the Battle Royal, this isn't a main event. It just isn't. Vega goes up to the commentator table and talks some more shit to Drew McIntyre, says that Almas is going to stare him down next week, and we all know where that's going. But then we go back to Roderick Strong again, and I feel like we get this a lot. Roderick Strong, big bad underdog fighting against the bad guy, and he just comes up short, and then we feel bad for him, and then some more shit happens. We got the ROH boys, excuse me, once again coming down to confront Roderick Strong and basically Adam Cole. And Adam Cole, from the little bit that I've seen him, I do like him. The guy's got charisma for days. I like watching him in the ring. But Jesus Christ, this guy thinks he is Shawn Michaels. Oh my, watch his mannerisms, watch the way he gestures, watch the way he speaks, watch the way he enters the arena, and just tell me he's not Shawn, like, thinking he's Shawn Michaels. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it's so pronounced when you got the other two beside him that are equally good in the ring. I like what I've seen from them so far, but they don't have that element. I don't know what to call it. Basically, they're off mic. You can only hear them because the camera's in so close, but he's basically saying, we know you're not a loser, you know what you need to do, you need to join us. And he pulls off the armband. Now, if you can imagine back when the Nexus was a thing, remember the Nexus? Remember when the Nexus was a thing? Remember when Wade Barrett was a thing? When Wade Barrett was feuding with John Cena, and the whole, if he loses, he has to join the Nexus, whatever, and they had to hand over the armband, and you had to make him wear it, and the whole fucking shtick. Well, basically, that's what they did. They do the CFO, I guess it's Cole, Fish, O'Reilly, you know. What the fuck is their actual name that I keep making fun of? Oh yes, the Undisputed Era, which is a fucking retarded name for a faction. I'm not going to let that go either. They're the ROH boys. They take off their ROH boys armband, they give it to him, and that's how the show ends. Now, once again, if what we all know is happening wasn't happening, this would be a great cliffhanger, because it's not, it's just not, and it's all good, because you've got the big announcement that we're going to get next week. You've got the title match that we know is coming next week, and we've now solidified the Fatal 4-Way for TakeOver, which is going to be Ember Moon, Peyton Royce, KAIRI Sane, and Nikki fucking Cross. And right now, that's the match I'm looking forward to. I hate to say it. You know, disagree with me down in the box below. That's what it's there for. Anyways, although there was a lot of things that I disagreed with on this show was a lot of fucking fun. That Battle Royal, take that. Cut and paste it. That should be your template for a decent Battle Royal. Not on a pay-per-view, but if you're going to do a Battle Royal on Raw or SmackDown, try to at least make it as good as the Battle Royal that we got tonight. Battle Royal's not exactly the best way to come up with #1 contenders, but it can be fun, and it can tell a story, like Nikki Cross flipping the bird to the rest of the roster and saying, no, bitches, my title shot. You all step aside, especially Tainara Conte, who was gone in like less than a minute. It's all good. Can't wait to see that match at TakeOver, but that's it for me. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I will talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys. So shine, you're a freak like me.